Once, there was a scientist who was deeply absorbed in the research in his laboratory. His 4-year-old child was playing just outside his laboratory, making noise, screaming and shouting, just fooling around. He was just being a child. And this was a positive annoyance for the father because he could not concentrate. After 15 minutes or so, very annoyed, the father came out of the laboratory. He picked up the child and brought him to the lounge and made him sit there. And he went to his room and he brought a world map, a sizable world map. He tore the world map into bits and pieces and put in front of the child and told him, "You sit here now, reassemble the world map like a jigsaw puzzle." The idea was to keep the child busy. The father thought it will take him at least about 3 to 4 weeks to complete the work. And the father went to the laboratory, got onto his work. The child was obedient, he got onto his work. After about 45 minutes or so, the child went to the father's laboratory and he knocked at the door and said, "Dad, I've done it. Come see it." And the father opened the door. He said, "What do you mean you have done it?" "Yes, I've done it. Come see it." The child brought the father and showed him. And yes, the child beautifully assembled the world map. And very surprised, the father asked the son, "Son, how could you do it so quickly? What did you do? How did you manage to do it so quickly?" The child said, "Dad, there was a man's picture behind the world map. I put the man right, the world came all right," he said. Ladies and gents, the solution to current problem is that we need to put ourselves right in order to get the world right. Mankind need to change for the world to heal, because it is we who have brought the world to this condition. We are the problem and we are the solution. Further, in your own life, your world is a reflection of your own thoughts. What you see is a projection of your own mind, your own thoughts. Therefore, if you want to change the world, change your thinking first. Your life is a product of your thoughts. Your environment is an extension of yourself. The type of people you meet, the type of problems you face, the person that you're attracted to, the type of person you marry, the life that you lead are all depends upon who you are, what your thoughts are. Therefore, when you see a fault in others and complain about it, perhaps you may have the same fault several times magnified. It is so easy to point out others' fault, but it is so difficult to see our own fault that is several times magnified. Remember, since your life is a product of your thoughts, the real transformation starts with yourself, with your own thoughts. There was a message that was engraved on the tomb of an Anglican bishop in 1100 AD in Westminster Abbey. It goes something like this: "When I was young and free, my imagination had no limits. I dreamt of changing the world. As I grew older and wiser, I discovered that the world would not change. So I shortened my sights and decided to change only my country, but that too seemed immobile. As I grew into my twilight years, in one least desperate attempt, I settled for changing only my family and those closest to me, but alas, they would have none of it. And now, as I lie in my deathbed, I suddenly realize, if I had only changed myself first, then by example, I might have changed my family. From their inspiration and encouragement, I would then have been able to change my country. And who knows, I may have even changed the world." Ladies and gentlemen, before you point your accusing finger at another person, learn to look within. If each one of us takes responsibility and correct oneself, the world will be transformed. The world will be a better place to live in.